It's time for entertainment now, and Miss She has joined me. There's a lot that's been happening over the weekend as far as Ebony is concerned. People still haven't gotten over it.
Not at all,
and
not
there
at
are
all.
all these theories that are coming up.
A lot of them, you know. Okay, so today, Dr. Lawrence Tetteh, Musiga, Bullet, who's the manager or who was the manager of Ebony, and some other industry persons, including the minister for the sector, Madam Catherine Afeku, paid the family of Ebony a visit.
Bullet is in town.
Bullet is in town. He arrived last night, so today he was at the family house. In fact, as I speak to you, in the next hour, he will be live on radio on Hits 103.9, you know, speaking about all the theories and all the issues and all that we've had so far.
The prophecies that they were made aware of.
Exactly. So let's start off with what Reverend Dr. Lawrence Tetteh, that's his name. Okay, let's start off with what he had to say to the family.
The short time that I've known her, she has shown me that part of her life that made me realize she wanted a spiritual oversight. And so I take full responsibility over that spiritual oversight, and I want to stand with her. My encounter with Ebony tells me that you might see her very flamboyant, strong out there, but she's human. I remember speaking to her exactly a week tomorrow, and she shed tears because I spoke to her about something, about life and death. I didn't even know this was going to happen. Most people said they saw that she was going to die. I didn't see she was going to die. And I'm not ashamed not to see it because I'm not God. If you ask me, Lawrence Tetteh, where I think Ebony is now, I'll tell you she's in heaven. I'll tell you she's in heaven because I had a privilege 7 days ago to lead her to the Lord. She's like one of the people who were crucified with Jesus. That on the last day, at the very last second, before she died, she saw the Lord. She was very proud to have me and her picture on Instagram. When there were many pictures we took, the ambassador's picture, the whole staff picture, everything, she was not interested in all those pictures. It was just my picture. She wanted to be seen with the man of God. So I also want to be seen with her, even in her death.
Okay, so also visiting the parents of Ebony was Bullet, you know, so Bullet had a lot to answer. People have talked about, you know, how they feel that there was something more to the death of Ebony, and the fact that some people think that, you know, she didn't have a good relationship with her management before she passed on. Here's Bullet speaking to our sister station, Adum TV.
Ghana have lost a jewel, a diamond. The sensitive things they are saying about her. And also people have to think about it. They should have a heart because death can happen to anybody. Things they say to the dead, it's disgusting. I mean, like, as in Graphonia Kuma. Prophets is now about any prophets now more out there. I saw this, I saw that. I'm not contacting you in the crowd, and they don't put my out. So they just want to score spiritual points. Like I mean, who and I then any part that from the home, and we should respect any part because they did 20 years by you know, and I 2 years by your music industry, you know. We bet me the 100 years on TV. You respect that.
Okay. Ghana, how you been able to say about it?
I'm not sure you've been able to because Ebony or different and or a back and same as you'll be out there. But and if or arrogant as a young Kayentin and at to say level. I mean, in a human institution, and as a Juma Biam, no misunderstanding to me, but me penny say, as we say, misunderstanding by a can, but on arrogant.
All right, so that's the manager of the lead artist. Now, let's hear what Musiga had to say when they also visited the family.
Ebony way aha music industry industry ewo at the pebby wo Ebony mo hwe Ebony afie twa mu adwuma wo ye.
Ebony's death has created a vacuum in the music industry. We had a lot to be proud of about her, especially if you look at her works and the kind of crowd she commands anytime she was billed to perform on stage. Individuals who could trade at concerts because of the kind of crowd she pulled have also lost their source of livelihood. So her death has really cost the people of Ghana a lot, and it's something we'll never forget.
Ebony way, and industry penahaya, how my Ghana, na ebony wono, me who say you will be a Ghana rent fee, ya because so I can and a day now.
Okay, so there's also a tweet that came over the weekend. It's been trending all through the weekend, and this tweet is from the CEO of Xylophone Media, Nana Appiah-Mensah. So let's see the tweet on the screens. I'm not sure, you know, if he meant ill with the tweet, but like I always say, you are the best judges. So let's see the tweet. So here are pictures of Ebony. Oh my goodness. So
that was the tweet. It's actually gone up there. If we could just resize it for the screen. David. All right, so it's
okay.
So this is what Nana Appiah-Mensah has had to say. So my LS session has nothing to do with her record label and her manager. There's nothing wrong with committing to a contract and wanting to satisfy termination or exit clause, which forms part of the express terms. Kindly tune to Xylophone 102.1 FM on Monday at 8 a.m.
Okay, so the initial tweet had something to say. It goes like, please pay for my bailout and let me be free. So I'm just paraphrasing what he had quoted, and people began to read meanings into that and thinking that, you know, Ebony was in some shackles.
Let me read that tweet. David, you can go back to the previous message. So it says, we had a fruitful meeting and reached an agreement just last Tuesday. And now this goes into quotes. Quotes begin, please help me pay him for my bailout. I want to be free, on quote end. I hope you are free now and find absolute peace in the bosom of the Almighty God. Let's pay critical attention to our female artists.
Okay, so
hashtag RIP Ebony. And so people are saying that essentially from this tweet, it suggests that Ebony had come to Nana Appiah-Mensah, the Xylophone Media CEO.
That's true. That's what he says.
That he should bail her out. Bail her out from who?
Bullets. Actually, when he did the explanation, they actually have released a statement. David, if you can put that on the screen as well. So they released a statement, and Israel, I'd like you to read the last paragraph of the statement.
All right. So the citing of the quotation was my expression of pain over the fact that she had a wish of which she couldn't want to be fulfilled, just as others are expressing worry over her purported wish to pick up awards. There's nothing wrong in stating that she had this wish or that wish and hoping that wherever she is, she finds fulfillment. Let's go up a bit more and get to read this part. Okay, so there's a quote. Yes, I had a meeting with Ebony on Tuesday, and sadly, that was the first time we met. And last time we spoke, it was a possible signing discussion with an artist, which is the first stage to determine the artist's interest or otherwise. In our discussion, she emphasized, and it was agreed, that before she goes out of the contract, she has to satisfy a termination clause in the contract by paying her record label, Raftown Records, an amount of $100,000, of which Xylophone Media was ready to fulfill. That was what she termed as a bailout. And there was no way we could do that without reaching out to Raftown Records. The emphasis I wanted to draw was even about the need to pay attention to female artists, rendering them support and advantage on grounds of affirmative action in their professional endeavors. That I captured in caps, which went unnoticed. But I consider that a normal tendency. I respect all talents in this industry as well as all managers and record labels. I very much appreciate their toils and sacrifices. So under no circumstances would I bully or disrespect any of them. It's the same process I go through with all our artists and their managers. So that should be kindly and humbly noted. I pray for strength for your family and the entire Raftown Records label. They go through these hard times to manage the demise of their superstar Ebony. May her soul rest in perfect peace.
Okay, so that's his explanation, and that's a sum up of all that he's been saying on radio. So he says, yes, that conversation happened, but I've monitored Bullet's conversations ever since he'd be returned. He said the $100,000 couldn't have been enough to bail Ebony out or, you know, buy Ebony from him, because even Akon was ready to offer that amount and they didn't sign on.
Really?
Yes. So that info is out there. I saw it just recently because he was on. He had a conversation with Abeku Santana and he revealed that. So. And
I also hear that there was one other statement that was made to the effect that even if
he worked for 20 years, he was not going to make that amount. They said they have invested over $200,000 on Ebony. So that'll be for entertainment. I'm sure that in subsequent days we'll hear a lot more from the camp of Raftown and maybe Xylophone Media.
Right.